Hi, my name is Awena from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. My mom had me when she was in her final year of drama school. Growing up, Dad wasn't around much and eventually left when I was just 4. For me, my mom was everything and I absolutely adored her. Since my mom was the most gorgeous woman, people used to think we were sisters. She was gorgeous and I guess I got my good looks from her. One time when I was 7, Mom and I went to the mall and were having lunch in the food court and a waiter asked for her number.
You look like you're in high school, baited kid, or else I'll tell your manager. A mom and a daughter can't have lunch in peace.
After lunch, while we were strolling around, we saw a dance competition. I joined the competition at my mom's suggestion, even though I had never danced before, and to my surprise, I won. When the people started taking pictures of me and told my mom how I looked like Moana, Mom was over the moon.
I know, right? I'm so going to make her a star.
When we got home, I asked Mom about what she had said that morning. Mommy, like the stars in the sky or like the ones on my dress?
A movie star, sweetie.
From there on, Mom focused all her energy into making me a star. In school, I was always in plays, and one time, the school organized a play about a princess and a witch, and my teacher decided to give others a chance to come forward and made me the wicked witch instead of princess. But guess what? I aced that role too. Mom was so proud of me, but she wanted me to focus only on my acting career, so she started to homeschool me and hired acting tutors. They'd give me long scripts to memorize, and it would just exhaust me. Mom also wanted me to focus on maintaining an ideal weight, and she wouldn't let me eat any junk food, and worse, no ramen noodles, which was my favorite.
It's for the best, my love. Remember a moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
Oh, that wasn't all. Mom also had the knack of embarrassment and stress me out.
No, it's not Giacho. It's pronounced Giacho. What am I paying you for?
Mom, please. He is Italian. You know, I think you should let the professional do his job.
But he's not doing it right. The audition is tomorrow, and we have so little time left to perfect your Italian accent.
Well, the teachers stormed out and I was left to practice with Mom. The next day, I was pretty nervous because I had a lot of trouble remembering my Italian lines. Right when I decided to have another look at the script, I realized it was gone. Just then I spotted a girl looking really sneaky. It was Chloe. She used to be my friend when I started out my career, but the more roles I got, the more she hated me and she didn't even try to hide it. We were always up against each other. For every advertisement, I followed her and what I saw made me scream. Chloe threw my script into the trash. What are you doing?
So you're not just bad at acting, you also have bad eyesight. I'm getting rid of it, duh. I want this role. I hate it when my mom keeps comparing me to you. I am better than you.
Oh, this witch, I wanted to slap her. Of course she compares me to you. I'm good at what I do. Unlike you jealous two-faced witch. Chloe stormed off angrily, and while chasing after her, I bumped into a man, almost making him drop his camera. He noticed I was in tears and then I told him what happened.
Whoa, didn't know she was a nasty player, huh? You know what?
Just then he pulled out the script and gave it to me. He was the camera person for the advertisement and had the script with him. As I was practicing, I noticed him setting up the camera and couldn't stop staring. He then showed me how to set it up and even shot a video as I watched. And that was the day I knew I loved being behind the camera more than in front of it. Time flew by and on my 18th birthday I received the best news ever. After the party, while cleaning up, I heard the sound of glass breaking and my mom screaming in the kitchen. Mom, what's wrong? Are you hurt?
You got it. Oh my God, you got it.
Mom, slow down.
You got the audition for Elijah film.
Elijah Miller's film? The most award-winning director? I'm a huge fan of his. I couldn't believe it. I guess it was the first time I felt like I could really be a star. Really hard, and seeing me so focused, Mom looked pretty happy.
There is no way you aren't getting this role.
Mom, I am excited but don't get my hopes up.
Why shouldn't I always have your eye on the prize? Got it.
A day before the audition, I felt very stressed, so I took my camera and stepped out to get some fresh air. I bought the camera after an audition years ago. I began shooting videos every time I felt overwhelmed with the stress of auditions, but the most I did was make reels and put it up on Instagram under a different account. The videos did very well and many people appreciated my work and even suggested I send it to filmmakers. But I had to focus on becoming an actor, Mom's dream and all. The day of my audition had finally arrived. I was shaking with excitement and nerves. Mom was there as always to support me on this big day. We suddenly saw some of the actors run with their friends and family members towards the door. My eyes almost popped out of my socket when I saw the Elijah Miller walk in. What happened next dropped my jaw on the floor.
Sachin?
Oh my God, Elijah, it's been a long time. You still remember me.
My mother knew Elijah Miller? What the heck? They kept talking and laughing like they've known each other for years. And they did. Turns out Elijah studied at the same school as Mom and knew each other. She then introduced me to him, and I tried my best not to throw up, scream, and cry all at the same time.
Awena, it's nice to finally meet you. The last time I saw you was when you were a baby.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm a big fan of your work. Elijah Miller saw me as a baby. What? Okay, Mom talks about everything under the sun to me, and she keeps this important information to herself. But oh my God, Elijah Miller knows me. Mom sent me away so she could talk to Elijah. As I walked towards the room, I felt someone's leg before I tripped and fell screaming in pain. Everyone came rushing towards me and I noticed my ankle was beginning to fell up. It was that snake again, Chloe.
Oh my god, Awena, are you alright? How dare she?
And then I heard Mom yell like crazy and soon Chloe was taken away.
Looks like everyone saw her trip me. Let me go. She's always taking my roles.
Wow, I didn't know she hated me that much. Mom helped me up and took me to the room where my audition was taking place. Even though I tried to do my best given the situation, I still felt on edge and began stuttering. Mom then suddenly walked up to Elijah.
She is good, trust me, it's just the foot, just let her finish.
And then Elijah did the most weird thing. He handed Mom my script.
I trust you, Sachin. After all, she is your daughter.
Well, the audition went well, or so I thought, but days had gone by and I stopped waiting by the phone to hear news about my audition. I had almost given up hope, but one day, when Mom and I were watching a movie at home, her phone rang and she went ultrasonic after she cut the call.
Awena.
Mom, words?
You got a role in Elijah movie.
You're kidding, right? I'm sure I ruined it.
No, you didn't, but it isn't the one you auditioned for. They said someone else got that and you got the other one, which is like the second lead.
Mom, it doesn't matter. I get to act. In Elijah's movie, Mom and I were screaming our lungs out when the doorbell rang and Elijah walked in. What is he doing here?
Sorry for showing up unannounced. I just wanted to personally give the good news.
We just got the call about Awena being cast in the movie.
Oh yes, congratulations, Awena. But that's not what I'm here for. Sachin, I have decided to cast you for the lead role. I know you didn't audition, but
What the what?
Exactly, Elijah, I didn't audition.
I want you for the role. Only you.
Oh my, really? Awena isn't that great?
I felt so hurt and betrayed, and when Elijah left, I spat. You're kidding, right? You can't take this role.
Why not?
I can't believe this. I walked away from Mom and ignored her for days. My anger towards this whole situation was just increasing. One day, when I went out to clear my mind with my camera, while I was recording for my video, I was surprised to see Elijah appear in the frame. He was sitting in the restaurant with my mom. Here I was struggling with my sprained ankle, feeling guilty, betrayed, and used because of her. And she's having lunch dates with him. I cannot believe her. The minute she reached home after her date with Elijah, I exploded. How could you? This is why you came along with me to the audition. You wanted it all along. You put this big dream over my head for years just to snatch it away?
Honey, what are you talking about? There's some misunderstanding. Awena, you know I would never do that. It's always been my dream to see you become a big star. Why would I?
Yeah, right. Your dream to see yourself become the star, not me. You are a selfish person. You used me to get this audition, and now you're flirting with Elijah to get this role. The role you prepared me for all these years. You know something? I didn't even want to be an actor. I wanted to do it for you, to make you proud.
But Awena, honey, I thought you liked it. Why didn't you ever tell me you weren't into this?
Oh, forget about it. I wish I left with Dad. Maybe then I wouldn't have been used like this. The second the words left my mouth and I saw my mom's face, my heart broke, but the feeling of betrayal overpowered me. Days passed by, and every time I saw Mom around the house, I would walk the opposite way. She tried to talk to me and would get me food, but I ignored all of it. One day, I decided to stay out the entire day. I didn't want to see her face and say awful things to her again. Great, I'm still thinking about how she'll feel. As I was busy recording some videos, I saw a car with tinted windows slow down next to me. Like my life wasn't bad enough, and now I have some creep who might kidnap me. Right as I was about to try and run, the window rolled down and I saw Elijah smiling at me. He offered to drop me home and I accepted only because of my sprained ankle.
So, still angry at Mom?
How did he know?
That day I wasn't exactly out of the house yet when you… Anyway, I wanted to tell you that it's not Sachin's fault, you know. This was her role from the beginning.
Her role. And then Elijah told me the most shocking thing. He has always had an elephant-sized crush on Mom since school, and he wrote this script with her in mind. He asked Mom several times to act in the film, but she kept denying, and when she agreed, she found out she was having me.
I told her that she can do this role after you were old enough as well, but she said being an actor wasn't her dream anymore. You were. But I never stopped trying. I even met her one afternoon to convince her, but she said no. Looks like I'll have to scrap the idea to ever make this movie.
I was in a state of shock and felt extremely guilty. As soon as we reached home, I thanked Elijah and rushed inside straight to Mom and hugged her.
Awena, where have you been?
Mom, I am so sorry for saying such awful things.
It's fine, honey. You were angry and I understand. I'm sorry too, but I want to tell you that I didn't take the role. I don't want anything to come between us, ever.
But you have to take the role. It's been yours from the beginning. I know Elijah told me everything. He won't do the movie without you.
But honey, I can't.
No buts. Now please let Elijah know before he announces it publicly that the movie is scrapped.
Okay, but let's first have this.
Mom then gave me a bowl of steaming ramen noodles and I almost screamed with happiness. The next morning, Mom contacted Elijah to let him know that she would take the role. Elijah even offered me the role of an intern so I would learn more about filmmaking. A few years after the movie, Elijah asked Mom to marry him and she said yes. And me, I went to film school and got a degree in filmmaking. But before I finish the story, I want to remind you that throwing away other people's things is not okay. We must respect each other's privacy. Hi everyone, I'm Lexi. Like and subscribe to get the gift you've been wishing for. Growing up, my parents were always super supportive of me and gave me everything I ever wanted. Even though they were self-made millionaires, they still made sure I understood the importance of hard work. But I was kind of bad with money. I had a spending problem, not on myself, only on my friends. I loved to treat my friends with nice things like picking up the tab at restaurants, and they'd always act so grateful. Little did I know their niceness was all because of my money. But it all came crashing down one day, and that's when I saw their true faces. When I was 13, my friends asked me to keep watch outside the library, and 10 minutes later, there were loud noises. All of them ran, and I was caught with a bag that had a bunch of firecrackers in it. But I didn't do anything, I swear. Believe me.
She got tricked again. She's so dumb.
I'm standing right here. Miss Cole, please. But none of it worked, and I was sent to detention for an entire week. At first, I was keeping to myself in detention because the kids were all mean. But one day today, I was doing my homework when I heard a voice. It was the kid who usually sat there.
You have to do it this way here.
Oh, thank you. You look familiar. Do we know each other?
Wow, we're in all the same classes. I'm Zach, never mind.
Sorry, I've been so busy with my friends that I haven't had the chance to meet anyone new.
It's fine. Heard they threw you under the bus again. Listen, you've always seemed like a nice girl despite how naive you are. And Lexi, your money's the only thing your friends care about. Don't be fooled by them again, just because they act all nice to your face.
They're barely even nice to my face anymore. To be honest, if they were, I wouldn't be here in detention. That evening, I thought about what Zach had said, and I had to admit he was right. During that week of detention, Zach and I became friends. That was almost 3 years ago, and their friendship has only grown stronger since. A couple of months before high school, Zach had a major glow-up, and all of a sudden, everyone wanted to be my friend for a whole new reason. But for me, he was just Zach, my best friend. I realized the reason I liked Zach so much was because I felt so comfortable around on him, and he was so kind to me. Unlike my old friends, he didn't care about money and always split the bill when we went out. He also never let me buy him expensive gifts. He didn't see me as the rich Lexi, but as Lexi, a bro of his. What a weirdo. Zach was such an amazing friend, but little did I know that one day he would be the one to turn my world upside down. Once when I got the highest grades in 10th grade, Zach threw me a surprise party with my parents. It was totally awesome. So many huge celebrities were invited, including Iris. I loved her. The party was a blast and I had an amazing time. Can this day get any better? Turns out no, it couldn't, but it could get weirder. I was in for the biggest plot twist of my life, like the twist at the end of the movie The Sixth Sense. As I was walking up to my room after seeing off my friends, I heard my parents arguing, which was really weird because they hardly ever fought.
No, we can't tell her. What if she leaves? She's my baby.
But she has a right to know. We should have given her the letter when she was younger, but we kept putting it off. We can't keep her in the dark forever. It's time she should know about her real family.
Mom, Dad, what are you talking about?
Honey, we can explain.
Before they could stop me, I snatched the letter off the table and then my entire world crumbled. Is this real? I'm not your daughter.
Of course you're our daughter. You'll always be our baby girl, but it is true that we are not your biological parents.
How could you keep this from me?
Lexi, we're sorry. This is not how you were supposed to find out. We wanted to tell you sooner, but I, your mom, birth mom, left that note when she left you and your brother at the orphanage.
Brother? I have a freaking brother. What else haven't you told me?
Sweetie, please, calm down. You look pale.
I think I need to lie down. That was a lot of information for me to take in 16 years of me living here, and I find out now that I was adopted and have a twin brother who was adopted by another family. I was furious at my parents and refused to talk to them for weeks. When Zach tried to force me to talk to them, I told him everything. How could they do this?
You're angry right now, But you have to remember your parents never let you feel like you weren't their own. The love they have for you, it's real. No matter what it says on a piece of paper, when you calm down, you'll realize how lucky you are. Not everyone is this lucky, Lexi. I know I would give anything to have a family like yours.
That made me feel sad for Zach. His parents had split when he was 10, and it had been just his mom and him ever since. And I realized Zach was right. I forgot how much my parents actually loved and cared for me. I rushed to them and apologized. I was determined to find my brother. From the letter, I knew his first name was Mark. I just needed a last name. So I called the orphanage every day to ask for my brother's last name, but they didn't budget. I even asked my dad to make a big donation. Might as well use all this money for some good, but it didn't work. Looks like money can't buy everything, huh? Zach then had the most brilliant idea. He suggested we both volunteer at the orphanage and snoop around for the details. Oh my God, I love you and your amazing brain. Oh, sorry. Volunteering gave me a new perspective. All these little kids without parents, I was just like them when I was their age. I hoped they'd be lucky enough to find great parents like I did. After a couple of days, I found my way to the file cabinet and searched, jotting down all the last names of every Mark that had ever stayed there. But trying to contact each of these Marks was more tiring than I thought it would be. Most of them thought I was trying to scam them. It wasn't until Zach pointed out that I realized I could just look for the date of birth for each of these guys. 'Cause duh, we were twins. I know you don't have to say it, Zach. Oh my God, there's 2 of them. Oh, thank you. I'm going to contact the families right now.
Lexi, wait. Take a deep breath. You don't want to just call them and drop the news. Hey, I might be your twin. How about you let me do it? I'll look into it, and before you know it, Mark will show up.
I agreed with him, but I couldn't help feeling anxious for days. What if Mark is in another part of the world? What if he has no idea I even exist? Or worse, what if he hates me? I couldn't eat or sleep properly because the entire thing stressed me out. My parents were sweethearts, though. They tried to calm me down and distract me when we suddenly heard the doorbell. I rushed to open it only to find Zach standing there with a confused look. Did you find Mark?
I'm still looking, but this guy showed up.
Are you Lexi? Wow, it's so crazy to finally meet you. You look just like I expected. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm Mark, your twin brother.
What?
I couldn't believe my eyes. My twin, my own brother, was standing here in front of me. We had the same hair color, the same eye color. We even laughed the same. Turns out, his adopted family had taken him to the UK, and he came all the way from there to look for me. He showed me the adoption certificate.
My parents told me the truth a year ago, and since then, I've been trying to find you. And a couple of weeks ago, I finally got your address and had to come right away. I had to see my sister. Look, I even have the birth certificate, my adoption papers from the orphanage.
Oh, I'm so glad you have no idea how much I've looked for you. Mark stayed with us for a couple of weeks, and we did our best to make him feel at home. I showed him around my school, got along with Zach, and best of all, I got to introduce someone as cool as him as my brother. All the girls at school were even drooling over him. It was probably because of the accent. He told me all about his life, the UK, and his projects and fundraisers that he started in order to help as many people as he can. He was like the perfect brother. I was so caught up spending time with Mark that I was losing touch with Zach. Whenever Mark wasn't hanging out with me, he was with Zach. It was like they were long-lost twins, honestly. Zach was always asking more questions, and my brother seemed to enjoy talking to him. Are you in love with my brother?
What? No. Why?
You keep following him around like a lovesick puppy. What's going on?
It's nothing like that. It's just something doesn't smell right about him.
Is that jealousy I'm detecting? Don't worry, Zach. There's one girl always on your side. Me, your best friend.
No thanks. But seriously though, something's off.
I know I've kind of been Mia. I've just been trying to make up for lost time with my brother. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you, Zach. But Zach continued to follow Mark more than usual, even at home. One day, I caught him snooping around Mark's stuff, and I confronted him asking why he was so obsessed with him.
Because I don't trust him. I don't want you getting hurt.
Zach, I finally have my brother after years. If you care about me, just let this go, please.
But I'm not lying.
Over the next few days, Zach stopped coming over, and Mark and I spent more time catching up. It was stressful fighting with my best friend, but at least I was having fun with my brother. We went out to fancy restaurants and on expensive shopping trips. Mark offered to pay, but I insisted every time. I was so happy to finally have him in my life that I figured buying him nice things was the least I could do. Well, he was always talking about the fancy cars in our garage, walked in and out of Dad's walk-in closet, and was so excited to see his watch collection. Apparently, he was a huge fan of fancy watches, huh? And weirdly, he knew the price of everything. Like once he saw a painting by a famous artist at home and told me he could guess the exact price. And he did. I did find it a little weird, but I was just focusing on the part that I had my brother back. A couple of days later, as I was relaxing and enjoying my weekend, Zach stormed into the house. Before anyone could process what was happening, Zach punched Mark. Two boys were in a full-blown fight. It took all of Dad's strength to pull Zach off of Mark. What is wrong with you? Have you completely lost it?
Lexi, you're not Lexi's brother, Mark. You're con artist, and I have proof. Look, he's been doing this to a bunch of rich families. He finds families that have a missing son or brother and pretends to be them just to scam them and use all their money. Someone from the orphanage tipped him off about you and he jumped on the chance to scam you.
That is nonsense. I am your real brother Lexi. Believe me, he's just trying to get your money.
Oh, that's rich coming from you.
Both of you, shut up, Zach! You're unbelievable! I asked you to let this go.
For the last time, he is not your brother. I am.
Of course you are. You're not just my best friend, Zach, but I also see you as a brother figure. But you're obsessed with Mark. This has to stop, please.
I meant your real biological twin brother. That's me, not him. I know it sounds insane, but...
It does sound insane. This has gone too far. Now I just can't.
Lexi, you're my best friend. You have to believe me. You know, I wouldn't lie about something like this. The day you showed me the names of the adoptive parents, I was shocked because my dad's name was there. Henry Duckstein. That was the name of my adoptive dad. After my parents divorced, I took my mom's last name.
Yes, last name, the paper said. My brother's name was Mark.
Exactly. This man is an imposter.
Shut up.
My adoptive parents named me Zach. I confirmed with Mom too. That's when things started to shape up, but I didn't want to get my hopes up until I had proof.
And did you find proof?
Got Adna test done. It's a match. Lexi, you're my twin sister. The moment I got this report, I came here right away.
I felt like my mind was racing. It was a lot to take in. Why? How? How could you? I trusted you.
Come on.
Before the jerk could spew more lies, I gave him a tight slap that definitely rang his ear. He looked like he was about to run away, but then Zach and my dad tackled him. Moments later, police were at the door. Zach had reported this imposter Mark before coming over. He was arrested, and I was left too shocked to understand. And what the heck just happened? It took me a couple of days. The next morning, I went straight to Zach's house. The moment I saw him, all my emotions burst out. I broke down in tears right in front of him. I can't believe I was so blind. I'm sorry for not listening to you. I love you, Zach. You're the best brother, best friend, best everything a girl could ever ask for.
It's all good, Lexi. I'm always here for you, no matter what I mean it.
Brother and sister share a strong bond. When they're together, they can win any battle. Respecting other people's personal space is very important. You should not enter someone's room without their permission. Hi, I'm Ariana from New York. Please like and subscribe. When I opened my eyes to this world, the first person I saw was my dad. And since that moment, I adored him, and he loved me like crazy. He gave me everything a girl could dream of. I loved my mom too, but she was a little harder to like. She had a serious problem. She wanted everything clean. I mean, really clean. Like when I was 4, Dad smudged a piece of birthday cake all over my face and Mom went ballistic.
Oh God, she's all dirty. Now I'll have to bathe her all over again. Why'd you do that, John?
Ah, come on, it's her birthday. We're just having fun.
Mom and Dad would always argue because she was such a clean freak. She took the fun out of everything we did. Once in 2nd grade, my school had a mother-daughter bake-off event, and Mom wore plastic gloves the whole time. And she was so picky about everything.
Are you sure you washed the bowl properly twice with hot water?
Yes, Mom. I washed it like 10 times already. Now can we start baking? Because everyone is way ahead of us.
But these spoons look like they need to be sanitized.
I got so mad that I took the spoon and licked it. There! Now it's sanitized. Mom looked like she was about to freak out. I felt bad, so I got a new spoon and washed it well to ease her mind. But Dad and I had so much more in common. We laughed at the same jokes, watched the same movies, and we enjoyed our PlayStation challenges. Beat you again!
Ah, how'd you become so good?
I learned from the best.
Huh, you got that right.
But my world turned around in 7th grade when my parents decided to get a divorce. I knew they fought a lot, but I hadn't seen this coming. It broke my heart when he moved out. I still saw him every day. And I was slowly adjusting to this new life when Dad dropped another bombshell on me a few months later. He introduced me to his new girlfriend, Amanda. She looked like she was a college graduate, and she was super pretty. I disliked her instantly.
Oh, hi, cutie pie. You're just as adorable as your daddy said. Here, I got you a present.
Why was she talking to me like I was 5? Thanks, but it's not my birthday.
Oh, I know when your birthday is, but one can give presents at any time, right?
I reluctantly pulled out a t-shirt, which was cute, but I just shoved it back in the bag and dropped it on the ground. I don't think we have the same taste. You can return it.
Ariana, you need to be nice to Amanda because she's being nice to you.
And from that day, Amanda was like a pimple that wouldn't go away. Every time I visited Dad, she was there, trying to act like we were a happy family. She also kept smothering me with gifts and her fake love just so I would like her. But I hated her because she took my dad away from me. And even worse, Dad married her a year later. I was still struggling to deal with all of this. So I created a YouTube channel called Dads and Daughters. When I showed it to Dad, he loved it. And every day after school, he'd pick me up and we would create cool ideas together for the show. Once in 9th grade, Dad and I were at a restaurant, and when he went to the bathroom, his phone started buzzing. It was Amanda. You know he's at dinner with me. Can't you let us have some time alone?
Ariana, please give the phone to your dad. I don't have to explain myself to you.
And I don't have to give your message. I hung up and switched off Dad's phone. He didn't notice until the end of dinner that his phone was off, and when he switched it on, he looked shocked at his messages.
Oh my God. Amanda fell down the stairs. She's been trying to get in touch with me for 2 hours.
And when Amanda told him she'd spoken to me, he was furious. He'd never been angry at me before, and now he was practically shouting.
You will apologize to her or I'll cancel our YouTube show. I mean it.
I went up to their bedroom where Amanda was sitting up in bed. I'm sorry, Amanda, I guess. I was about to leave when she suddenly grabbed my wrist.
You better listen to me clearly, Brett. I'm here to stay whether you like me or not. And if you keep behaving this way, you won't be welcome in our house anymore.
It's my dad's house.
And mine. Don't mess with me again, Ariana, if you know what's good for you.
Just then, Dad walked in, and she was all smiles. She was more evil than I thought. She would definitely try to push me out of Dad's life. And just a few days later, Dad told me that he and Amanda had some big news.
You're gonna be a big sister soon, Ariana.
A big sister to what?
Your dad and I are having a baby. Isn't that great?
Did they expect me to be happy? All I felt was anger and heartbreak, but I managed a small smile. Congratulations. And soon after, when the baby was born, Dad looked at her the same way he looked at me and called her his little princess. That's what he used to call me. He was too busy being a new dad to shoot more episodes for our channel, and I decided I needed to stay away from him and his family. Amanda had won. Maybe Mom noticed that I was really downcast because one day after dinner, she said the two of us should go out for ice cream. I could see she was trying to connect, and I agreed. She wore her gloves as usual anytime she went out, but it didn't bother me anymore. I'd learned to accept her the way she was.
So tell me what's bugging you?
I feel like Dad doesn't love me anymore.
Honey, that's not true. You'll always be his little princess.
No, he has another princess now. Mom stayed quiet at that and just hugged me tight, and then she gave me some news.
A girl from Thailand will be attending your school on an exchange program, and she'll be living with us for some time. Are you okay with that?
Mom worked in a company that dealt with exchange students, but it was the first time we'd had one as a guest. As long as I don't have to share my room, I guess it would be cool. A week later, we fetched Macy from the airport. She was a short, cute girl my age, and she was so excited when she saw us.
Hi, I'm Macy. It's so nice to meet you. You're both so pretty.
And the whole ride home, she just wouldn't stop talking.
The flight was so long. I'm so excited about school tomorrow. Have you ever been to Thailand?
No, but
Oh, it's such a beautiful place. You should visit. Maybe when I go back for the holidays, you can come with me. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, it would, I guess. Gosh, I had to live with this chatterbox for the next 12 months. And the next morning, she woke me up at 4 a.m. so that we could go jogging. Couldn't even say no because she was our guest and I was trying to be nice. When I showed Matsy around school on her first day, she spoke to just about everyone. I was quite popular at school because of the YouTube show, and it felt a bit embarrassing that she said anything that came into her head. I could see people laughing at her. Later that day, when school ended, I couldn't find her anywhere. That's when she texted me to come rescue her because some kids had locked her up in the janitor's closet. Listen, Macy's things are different here. People here don't just start talking to strangers, and we don't talk that fast. We let others speak, and and listen to them.
Okay, so I shouldn't speak?
No, you can speak, just not so much.
Oh, I see. But those girls were really mean to me, and I hadn't said anything mean to them.
I know. People can just be jerks sometimes. When we go out of the school gate, I spotted Dad's car, and he was waving at me. He said he'd been wanting to catch up with me, and I was really surprised and happy. That is, till I saw the new baby was with him. Ugh, Amanda apparently had an appointment with the doctor, and Dad was taking care of my baby sister, Kara. I introduced him to Macy, and then he took us to the aquarium. Dad picked up Kara from her seat and held her in front of me.
Ariana, can you hold her for a moment?
What? I don't know how to hold a baby.
Don't worry, I can do it. She's so cute.
Thank God for Macy. She looked like she was really good with babies. And then Dad put Kara in her stroller. Macy was excitedly taking pictures of everything, and Dad and I just walked quietly through the aquarium. Things had changed between us, and we didn't have much to say to each other anymore. Just then, his phone rang. It was Amanda. Our trip was over, and he dropped us home.
You don't like your baby sister very much, do you?
I never said that.
Come on, you didn't even look at her. I'm not blind. I can tell when someone...
And suddenly, I just lost my temper. Can't you ever be quiet? I thought we spoke about this earlier. Please just leave me alone. I just stormed off to my room, and I didn't even go down for supper that night. And the next day, I sneaked off to school without Macy. I wasn't really angry with her, just my situation with Dad. When she arrived at school, she left a note on my desk and then quickly sat down. The note read, "Sorry for talking too much." I looked back at her, and she smiled. She was an odd person with a big heart, and I couldn't help smiling back. As we sat down during recess, the same girls who'd locked her the day before walked up to us.
Hey, Ariana. You still have your walking-talking parrot with you. Aren't your ears bleeding by now with her non-stop chatter?
No, I really like listening to her, but your voice is giving me a headache. So please go away and get a life. But just then, the girl dunked her juice on Macy's head, and I pounced on her. As we rolled around fighting, Macy came running and sprayed ketchup all over the girl's face.
Don't hurt Ariana, you witch.
We all ended up in detention, but it was totally worth it.
Hey, thanks for standing up for me and saving my butt again.
I should have never told you to act differently. Just be yourself, okay? What a mistake that was. It was hard to stop her, especially when we watched videos together on YouTube. She had a running commentary going the whole time. Soon after, it was my 16th birthday, but Mom wasn't keen on having a party at home because of the mess, so Macy and I just went out to celebrate. As we were shopping at the mall, we bumped into Amanda and Kara. Maisie immediately went all gaga over the baby, but I just stood on the side silently.
Happy birthday, Ariana.
Oh, you must be Ariana's stepmom. It's so nice to finally meet you.
I hated the word stepmom. I didn't want her to be anything to me. Come on, Macy, let's go!
Wait a second. It's funny that I bumped into you. I just bought you a gift.
No thanks. I don't want anything from you.
Why are you always like this? Ariana, I've really tried.
Can you drop the fake nice act, please? The only thing you've tried to do is steal my dad, and you succeeded. Have you forgotten that you threatened me?
Ariana, I was angry with you then. I didn't really mean anything.
Before she could finish, I just started walking quickly. I heard Macy
Ariana?
calling my name, but I wanted to get away from Amanda. Suddenly, I heard a scream, and I turned to see Macy slip on something and fall to the ground. I rushed over to her, and she was unconscious. Amanda quickly called an ambulance and went to the hospital with me. I was so anxious as I sat there waiting that I just couldn't stop tapping my foot. Amanda sat next to me and comforted me, and I felt better. The doctor came soon and said Massey had a minor concussion and that she was okay. When I went to her room, she was sitting up in bed. As I sat next to her, Matsy took off the locket she was wearing.
I want to tell you something, Ariana. I had a baby sister too, and she was 3 years younger than me. She was my best friend, and then she died 2 years ago.
My eyes welled up as I looked at her sister's picture.
I carry her around with me everywhere. Love the people around you while you can, so you never have any regrets.
The doctor said she could go home, and I found Amanda was still waiting outside for us. She drove us back home. When we got there, the house was pitch dark. Just as I opened the door, the lights came on, and many people yelled surprise. It was my birthday party, and Dad was there along with my friends from school. Mom, I thought you didn't want to get the house dirty.
Don't worry, I'll sanitize the place once the party's over.
I hugged Mom and Dad, and then I turned to Amanda. Thank you for being there for me today. And I'm sorry for how I've treated you. I really am.
Can I give you your present now?
You already did. I picked up my baby sister and hugged her tight.
Hi, I'm Aria from Atlanta. And before I tell you a story you'll never forget, please like and subscribe. I lived in a mansion with my single mom, who ran a successful makeup chain. Mom was really particular and a total neat freak, but I was her total opposite, an absolute mess.
Arya, fix your hair. You look like a troll, and wipe that mud off your face.
Since Mom started a career as a supermodel, she wanted me to follow in her footsteps. So when I turned 11, she got me into a huge fashion show. But I took one step on the runway and fell on my butt. Sorry, Mom tried her best to tame me, but I showed no sign of improvement. It was just the way I was. The only person who accepted that was my bestie, Annie. Her mom worked for us, and sometimes Annie would tag along to help her mom out. Not only was Annie super funny and a great cook, she was a low-key genius and would help me study all the time. Why am I not getting this? Am I stupid?
No, you're not. You're just looking at it the wrong way.
She was the reason I didn't fail my middle school, and everyone adored her, especially Mom. She often said that Annie was beautiful and reminded her of herself when she was younger. Mom liked Annie so much that she even invited her to join us on a trip to France. We were having so much fun till this woman walked up to us and said to Mom,
"Oh, wow. Your daughter is so beautiful. Like a fresh daisy."
"Excuse me, I'm her daughter."
Really? Well, I'm sure you have an amazing personality."
I wanted to kick that woman's French butt. It's not that I didn't like her complimenting Annie, but it made me jealous that Mom didn't even correct. And after that day, I just didn't like it when Mom paid Annie any attention. One afternoon, I came home from tennis practice and found Annie and Mom raiding my closet. What's going on?
I'm giving Annie some of your old clothes. Doesn't she look fabulous?
The way they were laughing and prancing around without me, it made my blood boil. I snatched a skirt out of Annie's hand, then started shouting at Mom. "That's my stuff. You can't just give it away."
I'm so sorry, I'll leave. You can be so selfish. Annie and her mother are dirt poor. She could use these clothes. You were never going to wear them again anyway.
I don't care. Next time, ask me before you give my things away like that. I ran to my room and shut the door. But after a while, I realized that Mom was right. I was being selfish, so I packed a few boxes full of clothes that I knew Annie would like and went to her house. I'm really sorry about the way I acted. Here, you can have them all and more. Will you forgive me?
Of course I forgive you. You're my best friend, silly.
Over the years, Annie and I grew closer, and I even convinced Mom to pay Annie's tuition so we could go to the same school. On her first day, I introduced Annie to my friends, but they just laughed in her face.
Oh my God. Who did her hair? A blind woman?
Ooh, look at that skirt. It stinks. At least it's better than your stinky mouth. Now, if you don't mind, we have a class to get to.
You didn't have to do that. They're your friends.
Yeah, but you're my best friend. There's a difference, and it's called having each other's back, even though Annie had a trashy first day. Over time, her sunny personality won over all my friends. Not to mention, she was great at everything. Annie tried for the cheer squad, and they made her captain. She baked cookies for the whole class one time, and the kids couldn't stop praising her. She was voted most beautiful, most likely to succeed, and had the highest grades in school. Annie even ran for class president and won by a landslide.
I've never met a girl like Annie before. She's the best. Can you ask her to come to my slumber party?
Why? Isn't that only for close friends?
Yeah, and she's one of us now. You should be happy.
Only I wasn't. I loved Annie, but I couldn't help feeling jealous of how perfect she was. And then one day, while I was having milkshakes with her at the mall, someone spooked me half to death.
Hey, Aria Banana, it was Owen.
He was the son of one of Mom's investors and my childhood crush. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? And look at that! You ruined my shirt.
Oh, let me fix that for you.
Annie quickly grabbed a can of club soda and dabbed at the stain. Within seconds, my shirt was all clean.
Wow, that was brilliant. I'm Owen.
She's Annie, and we're late.
Hey, wait. If you guys are free this weekend, would you want to come for a science exhibition?
Science on a Saturday? How boring. I'd rather stick a needle in my eye. You're such a nerd, Owen.
I'd love to come, great.
I'll text you the address.
As Annie and Owen exchanged numbers, I just stood there in shock. Owen had never been this friendly to me, and I'd known him for years. I'd even asked him out once, but he said I was too young, and he just wanted to be friends. But that weekend, after Annie came back from the exhibition, she told me that Owen had asked her out. What? That's not possible. He never dates girls younger than him. What did you do?
Nothing. We just have a lot in common and talked about science stuff.
I was so shocked at what Annie told me that I couldn't stop myself from running over to Owen's house. You said you don't date girls my age. Annie is 3 months younger than me.
I know I said that, but honestly, I was just politely rejecting you. We have nothing in common, and with Annie, I feel complete. She's special, and I think I'm in love.
You met her yesterday, you idiot. I wanted to punch Owen in the face, but I settled for kicking dirt and walking back home. It took me a while, but I somehow made peace with Owen and Annie dating. But slowly, Annie and I started drifting apart. She had no time for me and was always busy hanging out with Owen. You want to hang out tonight?
I can't. I have a date with Owen.
What about tomorrow?
Cheerleading practice. Maybe we can squeeze something in next week.
And the next week, she made another excuse, and I was left alone again. I turned to my friends for comfort, but they didn't want to hang out either. Not without Annie. I was furious at how quickly Annie had taken over my entire life. My friends, the boy I liked, everything. I was so mad I could scream. So I did. At my driver for driving too slow, at the gardener for cutting the grass too short. I even shouted at the teacher in class. Who the heck cares about an isosceles triangle? It's just a stupid triangle. I went straight to detention after that. I took a seat at the back when this girl spoke to me.
You're Annie's bestie, right?
I have a name. It's Aria.
Oh. Whoa, snappy. I was just saying that your best friend sucks. I hate her.
This girl was the first person I'd met who hated Annie, ever since she joined the school. We got talking, and soon I started hanging out with a new crowd. They liked to ditch school, cheat on tests, and sneak out late on school nights. But the best thing about them was that none of them was in love with Annie. After a long time, I was finally having a little bit of fun. But, as always, Annie had to poop on my parade.
You missed class. We had a really big quiz.
I don't care.
Well, you should, because you'll fail your classes if you don't show up for the test.
Why are you acting like you care? You've been ignoring me for the longest time now, so ignore a little more and stay away.
I'm sorry, I haven't been around much. Maybe we can hang out tomorrow. Owen and I are going to the museum. Maybe you could join us.
Maybe you shouldn't be such a big nerd and mind your own business. Annie didn't bother me after that, and I didn't mind either. I had a new set of friends, and I was happy. Then a week later, the school announced the annual parent-teacher meeting, and it was a disaster. My grades were at an all-time low, and Mom was furious. But I wasn't the only one suffering. Everyone had low grades in my group, and some of them were even failing.
I hate those stupid teachers. They think they can rule our lives with their dumb homework and grades.
My dad grounded me for a month for failing a boring class. He took away my Mercedes. What am I supposed to do? Walk everywhere?
Yeah, teachers suck.
I wish we could teach them a lesson.
Maybe we could.
How?
We can ruin their stupid teacher's lounge. We snuck into the school late the next evening, and we trashed the teacher's lounge. We spray painted the walls, poked the microwave and the TV, and we stuffed fish into the vents. We rushed out of there and ran straight into Annie.
Aria, what are you doing?
I could ask you the same thing.
I was studying at the library. What?
Just then, we spotted Mr. Stilson, the janitor, and I rushed past Annie without saying a word. And the next morning, I was sweating bricks when my friends approached me.
What are you gonna do about Annie?
What do you mean?
The principal is investigating the matter of the teacher's lounge. And if she says anything, we're dead meat.
She won't say anything. She loves me too much.
Okay, yeah. That explains why she went behind your back and stole the guy you liked.
I didn't want to think about it, but my friend was right. We could get expelled, and someone had to take the fall. So I made a decision. And later that day, I walked up to the principal's office. But to my surprise, Annie, my new friends, and the janitor, Mr. Silson, were all there.
Mr. Stilson just told me how he saw you and your friends in the hallway after the teacher's lounge was vandalized.
I don't know what Mr. Silson said to you, but my friends and I were there to study. In fact, I saw Annie come out of the teacher's lounge.
What?
She was the one who vandalized the teacher's lounge. I even saw her putting some of the paint cans in her locker. You can check if you don't believe me. The principal checked Annie's locker and found 2 cans of spray paint that I'd hidden there. Annie was expelled immediately. And after that day, she just never came to my place with her mom. I didn't expect her to. What I'd done was horrible. A few days later, I finally built up enough courage to apologize.
How could you do this to me?
I'm sorry, but I had no choice. I would have been expelled. It would have gone on my permanent record. I couldn't let that happen. I am supposed to take over my mom's company one day.
But I lost everything.
Not really. You didn't have much to begin with. And honestly, you weren't even supposed to be at that school. You land on your feet. You don't need a college degree to be a maid. Annie slapped me, then slammed the door in my face. The next morning, her mother quit, and they left. I tried to reach out to Annie, but she ignored my calls. Couldn't blame her. I hated myself for the things I'd said. Things weren't the same after Annie left. My new friends ditched me soon, and all the other kids resented me for getting Annie kicked out of school. When I went off to college, I tried to make new friends. But they were either really shallow or just wanted to use me for my money. I felt so lonely, so I focused all of my attention on my job at my mom's company. But on the day of my mom's retirement party, she called me into her office.
I've decided not to name you CEO of my company.
What? But I've been working so hard. You promised that I would take over once you retired.
I did. And I appreciate your hard work too. But this business is all about making relationships, and you're not good at that.
I'm not? You have to give me a chance.
Honey, there are no second chances in business, and you're really not cut out for it.
And now she was telling me that after all the time I wasted in making Mom happy, I felt betrayed and lost. Now I know how it feels when someone you trust stabs you in the back. This is exactly what I did to Annie. And if I had to start over in life, it had to be by apologizing to her. I looked Annie up online and learned that she had married Owen and moved to California to become a celebrity chef. She owned one of the most popular restaurants in Hollywood. I paid a fortune to rent out the restaurant for an entire night and ordered Annie's most famous dish. After I was done, I made a special request to thank the chef. When Annie came out, I took one look at her and started crying.
Aria? Is that you?
Annie, I know you probably hate me, and you should, but I have to say this. Your friendship was the most valuable thing I had, and I threw it away. Please, please forgive me. I wish I could turn back time, but I can't.
Hey, listen. I'm not holding on to any grudges. Whatever happened is in the past now. I was really angry for a while, but I've moved on. And so should you.
With that, she took me home and made me meet her young daughter. And on that day, I vowed to be better. A better friend, a better person, a better version of me.
Hi, I'm Jasmine from San Francisco. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I was born with cherry lips and big black eyes. My parents said I looked like a child out of a fairy tale. But whenever Mom and Dad talked to me, I never smiled or changed my facial expression. My parents tried everything to make me smile.
Mrs. Rabbit wants to play with you.
Come on, give Mr. Mouse a kiss.
Dad held a mouse puppet close to my face and made kissing noises. But I just stared blankly and slapped the mouse away from me. That's when my parents decided to take me to a doctor. After a few tests, I found out I had a condition called Mobius that meant I couldn't smile, frown, or lift my eyebrows. I was too young to understand what Mobius was, but when I was in preschool, Mom and I were at the mall when we bumped into one of her friends who had a daughter my age. She kept smiling at me, but all I could do was stare at her like a robot. Suddenly, the little girl started to cry.
Mommy, this girl is scaring me.
Oh, sweetie, don't be scared. Our dog ran away yesterday, so Jasmine's just sad.
But Mom, we don't have a dog? Mom pulled me away quickly. That's when I realized she was embarrassed to tell her friend I had a condition because that meant I wasn't normal like everyone else. And at school, none of the kids really wanted to be my friend because they thought I was strange. So I spent most of my time alone. But several months later, my life took a huge turn. Mom gave birth to my twin sisters, Kiara and Helena. My parents worked full-time, so we always had a maid in the house. But even with a maid, I was always the main one to watch my sisters. One day, Helena, the wilder twin, climbed all the way to the top of our backyard fence. Helena, come down right now.
No, I don't wanna. Kiara, come climb up and we can fly like birds do.
No flying! Kiara listened to me, but Helena was about to jump and my heart almost stopped. But then she started laughing like crazy.
Haha, fooled you!
I was furious and told Mom what Helena did. Mom went ballistic.
What is the matter with you, Helena? Why can't you be a good girl like your sisters?
Helena's eyes filled with tears. From that day on, she made everyone's life a living nightmare. She hated me for telling on her. And over time, Helena grew jealous of Kiara. Kiara was what you call gifted and could get straight A without even trying. One time, when the girls were in 4th grade, Mom and Dad threw Kiara a huge party for winning the school's spelling bee.
Our little Einstein, we're so proud of you, Kiara.
Helena stormed out of the room at that moment. And that night, she chopped off all of Kiara's hair while everyone was sleeping. Kiara burst into tears, and I tried to comfort her.
Don't worry, it'll grow back. Helena's such a mean bully.
I won't let her bully you anymore. Kiara, I'm here. Kiara slept in my room every night after that because she was terrified of Helena. I loved both my sisters, but Helena grew up to be so mean. Then one day in 8th grade, a new boy joined my class. His name was Daniel, and he wore those fat black spectacles. He was really short and really shy. While he was walking to class, this guy bumped into him and his glasses went flying. Daniel started freaking out.
I can't see anything!
I saw Daniel's glasses on the floor and picked them up quickly. Here you go! But it looks like they're broken.
It's okay, it's better than nothing.
Daniel put on his broken glasses. He looked silly, but also kind of cute. He and I ended up hanging out for the rest of the day, and he was super sweet and good to talk to. Over time, Daniel and I became really close, and I even started having feelings for him. But he always just treated me as a friend, and I didn't want to ruin what we had. Life in high school was good till Kiara and Helena joined and things got a little crazy. Whenever Helena saw me with Daniel, she grabbed the chance to make fun of me. One time Daniel and I were in the hallway when we passed Helena putting on lipstick.
Hey Daniel, don't you ever get bored of hanging out with sad face emoji over here?
Of course not. That's not a nice thing to say, Helena.
Yeah, get out of my sight before you regret it.
Okay, but first I need to do this.
Before I knew it, Helena had pinned me against the locker and drew a smile on my face with her lipstick.
You look so much better now.
I pushed Helena to the ground and she fell on her butt. She dragged me down, but Daniel stepped in.
Cut it out, Helena!
Daniel pulled me up and led me to the girls' bathroom. He helped me rinse the lipstick smile off, and I looked at my face in the mirror. Daniel, do you think I'm ugly? You can tell me the truth!
Jasmine, look at me. You're not ugly. I think you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
Daniel leaned in and kissed me, and I felt butterflies. A bunch of girls came in just then and started shrieking.
Ew! What's he doing in the girls' bathroom?
Daniel and I ran out laughing like crazy. I was on cloud 9 all that week. I didn't even mind that our maid was coming less, and I was doing all the chores by myself. But Helena couldn't stop talking about me having a boyfriend.
I just don't get it. How can someone like you have a boyfriend but not me? I'm way prettier than you.
Well, not everything is about looks, Helena. As time passed, Kiara started dating a popular jock at school. Her grades were still perfect, and she got much more popular than Helena. Kiara's life and mine were getting better and better, but Helena didn't have anything going for her. One morning, I woke up to find everybody at home, including my parents, which was rare, and Kiara was super sick. Her face looked super bloated, and she had red bumps all over her arms and legs. My parents left me at home with Helena while they took Kiara to the doctor. Helena was surprisingly well behaved and even stayed in to do homework. I decided it was safe to go out and see Daniel for a bit. But as I reached home, my parents and Kiara had also just returned. Guys, what's going on? Kiara, what did the doctor say was wrong?
I have an autoimmune problem. Apparently, every time I get an allergic reaction, this is what'll happen.
My parents left for work then. Suddenly, Kiara looked at her phone and started to cry.
Oh my god! Just look what Helena posted!
To my horror, Helena had posted a picture of Kiara with her red skin, bumps, and bloated face on Instagram. Underneath, the caption read, "Even pretty girls have ugly secrets." Just then, Helena came trotting down the stairs all dressed up.
Helena, you're a monster. How could you do something like this?
I couldn't help myself. It was just too funny. Kiara looked totally Instagram-worthy.
Before I could answer, Kiara's boyfriend came down the stairs too.
Here, babe, you forgot your jacket.
Babe, what are you doing here?
Helena invited me over while you and your sister were out. Listen, I can't date you anymore, not after seeing your skin.
He and Helena walked out the door before any of us could say anything. How could Helena do something so sick? I stayed with Kiara the whole day and told my parents everything that had happened. They grounded Helena for 2 weeks. And then the strangest thing happened. Kiara became more popular in school, and kids at school started ignoring Helena. Everyone thought Helena was heartless for stealing Kiara's boyfriend. She became a total outcast. Kiara got a new boyfriend, and Daniel became more and more handsome. By the end of 12th grade, he even got contact lenses. The day before my graduation, my parents pulled me aside.
Jasmine, we were thinking maybe you can apply for an online college.
We still really need you to keep an eye on your sister, sweetie.
Are you kidding me? I've been the family nanny my whole life. It's about time you two took over and taught the twins to be responsible. I deserve to focus on my life now. With that, I walked away, and I spent days applying to my dream colleges. But one night, while I was reading, Kiara ran into my room.
Sis, come quick! It's Helena! She's gone!
What do you mean she's gone? I dashed into Helena's room to find my parents holding a note from Helena.
Helena wrote that she's leaving home to live somewhere else. She didn't even write where.
Dad called the police, and they tracked down Helena's phone. It turned out she was staying with our aunt, who Helena was super close with. We were all relieved, but when we went to pick her up, she refused to come home.
I told Aunt, I don't want to stay with you guys anymore, and she's happy to keep me. I'm not going home with you guys. You can't make me.
Mom and Dad spent hours begging her to come home, but they couldn't persuade her, so we left without her. But my parents were sure she'd cool off and return in a couple of weeks. Except she didn't. She stayed with Aunt for a month. Then 1 month turned into 3 months, and then 6. And Helena refused to speak to any of us. And I left for college soon with Daniel. I kept in touch with Kiara, who told me after some time that Helena had moved out of her aunt's place and was now living with some friend. 4 years later, Daniel and I graduated university with honors, and we started a small software company that met success almost immediately. And soon after, Daniel proposed to me, and of course, I said yes. Life was going great. And then one day, I got the most unexpected call.
Jasmine, it's Helena. Can you meet me today? I need your help.
No, hi, hello, how have you been?
Please, I'm in crisis. I'm texting you the address. Meet me there.
Helena hung up before I could even answer. I felt mad at her, but I just couldn't ignore my little sister. I went to the address and found her sitting on a bench outside a small building. Helena had chopped off her lovely hair, and she looked thin. Helena, what's going on with you?
I started a makeup business, and now I'm in debt. I was wondering if you could lend me the money to pay it off. I'll lose it otherwise.
You shut out your whole family for years, and now you call me out of the blue because you want money?
This is not how I wanted to reach out to you, okay? I wanted to make something of myself first, and make you guys proud of me. I was just never as perfect as you or Kiara, and that just made me jealous and stupid, and I'm sorry for everything. I've been trying to be better. I really believe my business can work, but now I'm in a mess as usual, and I could only think of you. You've always taken care of me.
I was surprised at how sincere and different Helena sounded, and it was good to see her trying at something. I wrote her a check and was about to leave when suddenly I turned back and handed her a wedding invite. I'm getting married in a few months. I'd like for you to come, and I'm sure everyone else would be happy to see you too. A couple of months before the wedding, Daniel took me out to a special dinner.
Jasmine, I've been saving up some money and doing research for years. Moebius, your condition can't be cured, but it can be slightly corrected through surgery. And I just found this amazing surgeon. I just want you to know that you're perfect as you are. But if you want the surgery, I have the money for it.
My eyes filled with happy tears. I agreed to get the surgery, and Daniel was by my side the whole time. The doctor couldn't completely fix my issues, but I felt like a whole different person being able to have real facial expressions. On the day of my wedding, my parents and Kiara were with me in the dressing room when suddenly the door opened and Helena walked in. Everyone looked shocked to see her, but I was so happy she came.
Guys, I know we've all had our issues, but can today be the day we all start to make up?
My parents hugged Helena and we all cried. And even Kiara joined in. Then my parents turned to me.
Jasmine, we're so happy for you and so grateful to you. We know we always put too much responsibility on you, and it wasn't fair.
We want you to know that we really appreciate you, love.
And hearing those words from them meant everything. My sisters walked me down the aisle, and I could hear people smiling and whispering that I looked amazing. Daniel beamed at me as he took my hand.
You have the loveliest smile, Jasmine.
It's hard to pinpoint exactly when my parents knew that I was special. It could be when I said my first word at 5 months old, when I started reading by the time I was 3, or when I solved a Rubik's Cube at 4 in less than 30 seconds. Hi, I'm Lisa. And none of that is to brag, by the way, because being a genius has brought me more misery than I would wish on my worst enemy. Yeah, I actually have a worst enemy, and you're about to find out who she is. But first, please like and subscribe. My father was a famous actor who starred in a ton of action movies. He fell in love with my mother, a jewelry designer. She designed the engagement ring he intended to give to another woman. But he broke off that relationship to be with my mother. I know. Messed up, right? When I was 5, I was being dragged around the world to movie sets where my father would show me off like some freak Einstein circus monkey.
Daddy, I need to pee.
You can only go after you tell everyone who the 5th, 16th, 25th, and 40th presidents were.
Come on, Paul. Lisa really needs to go.
She can't go as soon as she answers the question.
James Monroe, Abraham Lincoln, William McKinley,
And then I peed. The entire movie's cast and crew burst out laughing, and I was completely humiliated. My mother finally had enough and divorced him, taking me back to her hometown. I would love to say things got better there, but believe it or not, they only got worse. Like a lot worse. My mom opened a jewelry store which took up all of her time. So she got me a nanny who had a daughter named Scarlett. Scarlett was 4 years older than me and was really but really dumb. Just to give you an idea of how dumb she was, when her mom told her that carrots helped her see in the dark, she went outside at night and tried to use one as a flashlight. Scarlett didn't like that I was so much smarter than her, so her favorite activity was torturing me, like hanging me out the window by my ankles, filling my pillowcase with spiders, and replacing my cereal with dog treats.
How's your cereal, Lisa? Maybe afterward we can go play fetch.
Except I knew what my cereal looked like and switched our bowls when she wasn't looking. My mom put me in kindergarten, but it was way too easy for me. While the other kids were playing with finger paint, I was doing math equations. As much as I hated being in school, I hated being home more because of Scarlett. I tried to tell my mom, but Scarlett had a secret.
But Mommy, I hate her! She tried to put my book in the toilet!
Scarlett, is that true? The one thing that Scarlett was good at, besides bullying, was acting.
Never! It really hurts my feelings when Lisa says these things.
Scarlett could cry on command. I mean, like a full-on sobbing.
Mom, she's...
But I couldn't even finish my sentence before my mom was comforting Scarlett.
There. It's okay. No matter what happened, I'm sure you two can work it out, right?
And then Scarlett ran and hugged me.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to work. See you two besties tonight.
And the second my mom was gone, my book was in the toilet. And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. The school's principal skipped me to the 3rd grade. Guess with who? You've got it. Freaking Scarlett. Yeah, she was left back a year because, as we already established, was really dumb. When I got to high school, I was too old to have a nanny. So my mom hired Scarlett's mother to help her run her jewelry store and let them stay in our house because she felt like they were family now. At school, Scarlett would play awful pranks on me, like putting laxatives in my lunch or filling my hand sanitizer with super sticky glue. One night, I sat out in the backyard crying. I just wanted to be normal and with kids my own age. Then through the guest house window, I saw something unbelievable. Scarlett was watching Mean Girls and acting out the part.
They say you're a homeschooled jungle freak who's a less hot version of me.
She was actually really good, but then she turned and looked right at me. Oh no! I sprinted back to my room. I was up all night, terrified about what Scarlett was going to do to me. The next day at school, Scarlett just stared non-stop at me. As soon as the bell rang, I sprinted out of the classroom and hid in a janitor's closet.
This is my closet. Go find your own.
I nearly jumped out of my skin. I turned on the light to find a boy sitting in a chair with his feet up on the wall. His hair was long and messy, his clothes were too big, and he had like 20 earrings. He was Wesley, the school weirdo. The rumor was that his family was homeless. I can't leave.
Yeah. Scarlett, right?
Yeah, I think she may actually kill me.
Sad girl, just like my sister Alice.
Your sister?
Yeah, believe it or not, Alice makes Scarlett look like an angel.
That's horrible. Wait, why are you in here?
It's my place to get away from everyone. I hate drama.
Wow, I totally get it. People are so...
Petty, judgmental, mean.
Yes, I'm Lisa, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pretty good observer.
Just with that, Wesley and I became best friends. I felt like a total jerk. I always thought he was just a weirdo, but he was the first person who actually understood me. For the next few weeks, Wesley and I spent more and more time together at school, away from Scarlett. Wesley knew every hiding place in the school, under the stairs, in the attic. There was even an old broken service elevator. I had no idea. For a while, things were looking up. And then one night, something incredible happened. I received a letter from one of the top universities in the country. They wanted me to attend next year and were scheduling an interview at my house. I would finally be rid of Scarlett for good. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. I wanted to celebrate, but Wesley would never meet me outside of school. There was always an excuse, but this time I wasn't taking no for an answer. I tracked down his address online and went there. I figured we would pull up to a homeless shelter, but we turned into the driveway of the biggest mansion I had ever seen. I rang the bell, and this really pretty girl with perfect makeup opened the door.
Whatever you're selling, we don't want any. Oh, I'm not selling anything. I'm here to see Wesley. Does he live here? Hey, loser. Someone is actually here to see you. What do you want with my loser brother?
Oh, you're Alice, Wesley's demon sister.
Lisa, what are you doing here?
Hi.
Wow, Wesley is a real girl coming here to take you out. There must be something seriously wrong with her.
Leave us alone, Alice.
Wesley took me to his room, which was filled with books and other cool things. He even had a VR experience, and we got to dive in the deep sea with sharks, whales, and all kinds of marine animals. It was so cool. But just as we were about to approach a giant squid, suddenly, a wave of water drenched us from top to bottom. We took off our visors and there was Alice, holding a huge bucket of water and laughing her head off.
Alice, what the heck?
Only improving your immersive experience. You're welcome, guys.
Before we could respond, Alice had already vanished, and Wesley's RV was ruined. As we dried off in the bathroom, I looked at Wesley angrily. How can Scarlett and Alice be so hateful? What is wrong with them?
Alice and I were close when we were kids, but then my mom forced her into beauty pageants and would always criticize her when she lost. It changed her, and now she's like this.
Like Alice alone wasn't enough. Scarlett hadn't forgotten about me spying on her. She was like a snake, just waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And on the morning of the big interview at my house, she found it.
Well, Lisa, we feel that you will be a perfect addition to our university, and it is my honor to offer you.
Oh, Lisa!
Just as the recruiter was about to make me the offer, Scarlett walked in. My entire body froze.
Oh, sorry. Is this a bad time? I'm Scarlett Lisa's bestie.
Hi, bestie. Can you please come back later?
I would, but I have my math test coming up and need that special you always give me with all the answers. I have the money. I swear.
She pays you to give her the answers to your tests.
That's not true. She's lying.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Please don't listen to her. I've never cheated in my life.
Me neither.
And that was the end of it. Scarlett won.
Did I scare your little college recruiter off? Oopsie.
I was so angry I just exploded. You are a horrible, horrible human being. In fact, I wouldn't even call you human. You are a monster.
The next morning, as I was going to my locker, a crowd was around someone. Wesley walked up to me, and he looked as depressed as I was.
Did you see we have a new student?
When the crowd cleared, I saw who our new student was. It was Alice.
She got expelled from her all-girls school, so my mother was able to bribe our school to take her in.
And then she saw me, and Wesley came over and turned to the crowd.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun here together. Now you can't avoid me.
Alice laughed like a true Disney villain and left with her new group of followers.
I guess I'll just have to wait for her to add this school to her expulsion collection.
You know what? No. I've had enough of these bullies. We are gonna fight back.
No, Lisa, just ignore them. We can't fight with them.
They are older, stronger, and meaner. But we are smarter. We are not gonna fight them ourselves, Wesley. We're gonna make them fight each other.
I'm listening.
We may not be able to change them, but we maybe can redirect their hate.
I told Wesley the rest of my plan, and he agreed to join. We were going to make our boys mortal enemies. First of all, we sent a little welcome to our school gift to Alice from Scarlett.
Oh my god, is this the new Givenchy?
It wasn't. Wesley simply took the empty bottle from her trash.
This is my favorite perfume.
But I guess you could call it perfume. It certainly had a memorable fragrance. Alice put it on and immediately realized it was not her favorite Givenchy.
Yuck! Ugh! This smells like skunk!
Actually, it was a nasty mix of fermented anchovies, spoiled cheese, and overripe cabbage. But yeah, just as bad as skunk. And even harder to get off. Exactly. At the same time, we printed a fake version of the school newspaper, which Alice had just begun to run. And in a very special edition, we crowned Scarlett as the champion of, well, everything on the worst list, from fashion disasters to bad hair days, makeup mishaps, terrible classmates, and the worst student overall. You name it, she snagged the title. As soon as she saw it, Scarlett burst into flames and went in search of Alice. They met in the middle of the hallway. The tension was so intense that it felt like a dragon.
This is war!
And thus the war began. And believe me, they pulled out their heavy weapons. Their pranks were, let's say, pretty original. Alice kicked things off by spreading the rumor that Scarlett was really a 40-year-old divorcee posing as a teenager.
That doesn't make any sense.
Scarlett fired back bluntly and traditionally vandalizing Alice's Barbie car and brace for impact, painting it black.
No! That's not even a real color!
Alice carried out her revenge, following the old rules of the glitter warfare. She hid a glitter bomb in Scarlett's locker, and when she opened it, she turned the entire hallway into an impromptu disco party. It took Scarlett weeks to get all the glitter off her. And how could we forget the time that Scarlett locked Alice in the bath with a little mouse? Next level torture right there. Of course, like top-tier bullies, they occasionally ditched their sophisticated tactics for some classic down and dirty hand-to-hand combat. Yet the best part of my master plan was that they were good to us, even though it was just to infuriate the other. It's amazing what hate can lead to.
You're truly a genius.
I should be modest, but I can't. I am a genius. Our era of prosperity and peace incredibly lasted for a year. However, as usual, nothing good ever lasts. When it seemed that this beautiful war would continue for generations, Alice delivered a precise and lethal blow. Somehow, she got her hands on a video of Scarlett performing in the toilet, just as I had seen her months before at home, in front of her. She made it viral. At school, Scarlett became a laughingstock. The war was over and Alice had won it. Lonely and the Queen Alice. Well, maybe they didn't cheer like that, but you guys get the point. When I got home, Scarlett was still crying, and the waterfalls didn't slow down for days. She even stopped going to school because she was so embarrassed I had finally beaten my bully. But surprisingly, I didn't feel great. On the contrary, I felt sorry for her and felt so very, very guilty. Not because she didn't have it coming. The feeling of being the one causing her tears felt horrible, even worse than when I was the one crying because of her evil deeds.
Go away!
I have something to tell you. After confessing all about my plan, I closed my eyes and waited for my punishment. I hope this is quick and painless. I waited a few seconds, but nothing happened. I opened my eyes and looked at Scarlett. Aren't you gonna murder me?
I should, but I kinda get why you did it. It's not fun at all to be on the receiving end.
No, it isn't.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know what it is. Don't make me say it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. For what it's worth, I think you have a real talent as an actress.
Do you think so?
Totally. You had my mom believing you were an innocent angel for years. Not even Zendaya could pull off a character like that.
Ah, thanks!
Then something unprecedented began taking place. Scarlett and I went in for a hug. However, just as we were about to make it happen.
Nope, that's too much. You did ruin my life.
And you ruined my future.
Call it even?
Sure. The following weeks were pretty good, actually. Scarlett called the college recruiter and explained everything. As thank you, I showed the tape of Scarlett acting to my dad, and he got a small role in his next movie. When word of that got around the school, Scarlett got no notice again, but this time for good. Even better, she became part of our little crew. Wesley, it's time you also stand up for yourself against your sister. By now, Alice had assembled an army of plastic girls and drooling boys that would do anything she said. And with no rival, Alice went back to making Wesley's life miserable. Until one day during lunch in the cafeteria, Alice walked up to Wesley and acted like she had stumbled, making all her food spill onto him. Wesley stood up and pulled out an old photo from his wallet and showed it to Alice.
See this picture, Alice? It's from when you won your first beauty pageant. Look how happy we both look here.
Yes, I look pretty, unlike your dorky face.
In a moment of frustration, Wesley tore the picture into pieces, shocking Alice.
How dare you!
I always missed your younger self, Alice, and I hoped you would go back to being my lovely sister. But I guess you chose to be a witch, and I'm done waiting or being patient.
Alice tried to push Wesley away, but he held her hand tightly and firmly.
You really thought you're stronger than me, Alice. I never touched you because I respected you as my big sister.
You're hurting me!
I'll hurt you more if you don't back off.
My friends are around me. Guys, you know what to do.
But just as Alice's friends were about to step in, Scarlett and I appeared from behind Wesley. And we know what to do too. The kids behind Alice began to look scared and uncertain while she stomped her feet in frustration.
Fine. You don't talk to me, and I won't talk to you.
Sounds good to me.
With that, Alice left and we all hugged, knowing we had finally stood up to the bullies.